This week, I thought I would talk about a comment I got last week on a video that Angelo DeLulo and I did on awakening and the hero's journey. And the commenter wrote, "Something inside me knows that there's so much inside of what you and Angelo are speaking about. I can feel myself being pulled like a magnet to awaken. When Angelo said to pour fuel on the fire, I felt this feeling of, I'm not doing it right." I can relate to that. I feel I'm dumping every ounce of fuel on my fire, and it seems that I'm fueling my suffering 10 times more. My fiance is concerned about my mental health, and others think I'm going crazy because I don't care about anything more than I do about awakening. Can you offer any advice? No. I don't really give advice, but here's the thing. If you're going through this, I can help you find your own answer. So how about if we do that? When we make awakening the thing that we are pursuing, it takes on a life of its own. So we want to be careful not to let it get into the realm of some kind of a problem to be solved or a thing about this body that needs to be transcended in a way that we're going to get enlightened because we're going to think differently and be differently, and we'll just be magical and ashes will appear out of our palms and we'll be happy all the time. Or we have some idea about what it might look like to awaken. And that's rooted in this sense that we need to change, to be different. It's like you're trying so hard to get out that you just feel loneliness, disconnection, and frustration. It's like building a ladder to the clouds and completely missing the ground that you set it on. This is the reason I think it's so important to root our journey of awakening in the real world, in the actual physical body we're in the sensations we're having, in what we see around us, in what it means to be uniquely you. Especially with non-duality, there can be a real tendency to just go, oh, there is no me, and to kind of talk the talk and see if you can kind of work your way around the suffering by talking your way out of it. Mindfulness and the hero's journey give us a way to go deeply into our experience, to immerse ourselves, to descend rather than transcend, to meet experience as it is and find awakening in that isness. So instead of transcending on a spiritual path, what we're looking at doing is taking a natural path to awakening. It's a way of being present with both the beauty and the suffering. So you're not trying to transcend your humanity. You're trying to meet it gently. Or in other words, it's not about climbing out of the world. It's about walking through it more honestly and gently. For many years, I was stuck in the I'm not doing it right phase, trying to make something happen, trying to be someone else, forgetting that the path is not separate from real life. This is what the hero's journey tells us. Every hero's journey starts in the ordinary world with an ordinary person who realizes that something isn't right in their life. And it's a call to explore, to transform, to know through experience, through life, through meeting life as it is, more deeply who and what we are. So I'm going to give you a different way to approach this, a different way to move through the journey of awakening. It shifts your focus from wanting to escape suffering to seeing suffering as the path and letting it guide you. And here's what I told the person who left the comment. bring that same fire you're bringing to your quest for awakening, to spending time with your fiance, to doing the dishes, to petting the dog, to being fully present in your own life. This is where we find awakening. This is where we find the wholeness of knowing who we are in a deep, non-conceptual way that ends the seeking and begins the unfolding. Because you see, awakening isn't a race. It's a relationship that you build with yourself and with life. And the simple truth I realized in my own life is that I was being pulled toward awakening all along. I was just putting things between myself and the magnet, thinking that those things were going to help. And all I really needed to do was remove the clutter between the magnet and me so that the force could act on its own. The best way I know to remove clutter in our minds, in our lives, in our experience is to bring more mindfulness to each moment. And I know that mindfulness can sound like a cliche. A lot of people even think mindfulness is just about like some kind of productivity hack. But that's not what I'm talking about here. And that's not the way I teach mindfulness. The three most important aspects of mindfulness, as I teach it, are curiosity, to allow the mind to do what it does best, to get curious, to be open to learning new things, to seeing more deeply into what is here, instead of just going into our doubts and fears and recycling them into some kind of a reality that feels like it's playing out on a screen in our head that we call truth. Along with the curiosity, we bring more compassion into our lives. And the compassion acts on our heart. It acts on our feelings. And it's not empathy, it's not pity, it's not sympathy. Compassion is the felt sense that we are all in this together. And sometimes it's not easy to be compassionate with ourselves, especially when we feel a lot of shame or a lot of judgment, because compassion sits right in the center of those things, judgment for others and judgment for ourselves. We really have to kind of turn around and look at ourselves with the same loving kindness that we would give to a pet or a loved one. So what happens if you treat yourself, your own experience, like you would your best friend or your parent or your sibling or your son or daughter? That's what compassion allows us to start realizing on a physical level, on a felt level. It starts to change experience and open up more of who we are to being seen. Not forcing, not pushing, not making it happen, but just gently, persistently, compassionately allowing life to show you the way. If you want to know more about the way I teach mindfulness, take my 5-day course, The Gentle Trail to Presence. It's not about forcing yourself to wake up. It's about starting to meet each moment with curiosity, compassion, and gentleness. It's a 5-day experience, but you can walk through it at your own pace and return to it over and over again. You get lifetime access for 20% off right now, just $39. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can get more information or join immediately at gentletrail.com. If there's something that you'd like me to talk about, or you have a question you'd like me to answer in an upcoming video, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit subscribe and the like button if you like this video. Helps more people to see it, I'm told. Thanks so much for joining me.